And next thing I know, he's got a little pipe and he's smoking. So I don't have an issue with it. I mean, some people smoke, some people snort.
Weed?
Smoking the cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh, you smoke cocaine? I didn't even know you did that.
Even now, I'm pretty sure that's crack.
This is about control. Everybody knows. Everyone complies. We're the kinds of pros. I don't need a plane. I just hit the road. I do what I want. I can't sell my soul. Market about to crash. This is what you chose. Ruining the country. I've been best to go. You gonna take the mark. I take narrow roads. I'm a man of God. I can never fold.
Welcome to Protect Your Purpose podcast, where we talk whiskey, business, friends, family, and freedom. I'm your host, Brooke Fortune, and I'm here with my co-host, Paige, and my lovely wife, friend, Lindy Marchese. And we are here to party, and we're going to do a sweet-ass reaction.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Can we just talk about how you forgot to tell me that I'm lovely? But that's okay. I told you that you were lovely. No, you called Lindy lovely. You skipped mine. That's okay. I'm just Paige.
That's just like
just Paige.
We know you're lovely all the time.
You're more than lovely.
And I'm your actual host.
Oh, here he is. You can't see him.
Ian, could you relax back there? That's just Ian, guys.
I am Ian today, and I want to just interject real quick and let you know that I've never once referred to my co-host, who is Zach, as lovely.
Because he's not lovely. I am.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I thought I referred to you as lovely, and you said I didn't, but fuck.
Fair.
But maybe if we rewatch this and you did, I'm going to feel real bad.
I feel like I did, so let's rewatch it. Anyway, let's do this reaction.
Before we get into the reaction, why don't you tell them why the hell I'm Ian today and why you're Matt today and why your lovely wife is actually my lovely wife and your co-host isn't lovely?
Everybody's actually lovely minus Ian.
One of us.
Oh, that's me.
Just kidding. You're me. And I don't know why
we
doing
kicked Matt out.
Yeah, Matt wasn't supposed to be here, but
Matt
somehow
actually
he's here.
Snuck in,
and we
Ian
have
had
a
to
drinking
go.
game with the word Matt.
And now it's Matt and Ian. And Barack and President and Patriot and Freedom.
We had a drinking game whenever we said Matt's name, we had to drink, and we failed miserably.
This is awesome being back here watching this.
And now we're gonna throw Ian's name in it, and we're gonna throw Barack's name in it because he's in this video.
Well, yeah.
But we're here because girls are awesome, and we rule the world, and we're super fun, and basically I should sit in the seat every time.
It's actually a permanent change. We meant to discuss it with you, Matt.
Oh, shit.
Sorry about that.
This is hilarious.
You know those things sometimes that we just do without
Surprise!
you. Like, surprise! Oh, he hates surprises. Remember we talked about that.
Impossible for Lindy to get a word in this conversation.
Oh, she gets it in. She gets it in.
It's fine. I was just going to say what we've heard about it. We haven't seen the video, obviously, but what we've heard is fucking crazy, and I can't even imagine what it's going to be like. So
here we go. Let's do it.
All right, let's get the reaction. Now you have to say, Ian, which is me, Matt, tell yourself to roll that video.
Matt, please roll that video.
No, tell yourself to roll that video.
Tell yourself to roll that video.
And then I go, Ian, roll that video.
In his view, Barack Obama liked the same kind of partying you were looking for.
Yeah.
Well, same hair, same parties.
So sex and drugs.
Sex and drugs.
Sex and
The
drugs.
sex part I wasn't so sure about until, of course, you make your move, but it became obvious.
Who made the first move, Larry?
Larry made the move.
The
Listen, Larry
coke
Bear,
part
I got some questions.
I thought was interesting because of the way that I had brought it up.
So I'm stepping on your story. So you pull up, and I apologize.
Yes,
so
you are.
you pull up to this bar. The driver is basically scouting some dude for you to hang out with.
Correct.
There's this guy, Barack Obama. Have you ever heard of Barack Obama?
Never. Never.
What year was this? Did we get
99.
We're having drinks. I mentioned the fact that I could use something to wake up. I was extremely exhausted.
So you went
Some
into the
coffee.
bar.
Yes, sir.
What kind of bar
Some
was it?
coffee.
Coke.
I'm trying to remember. I've been
Coca-Cola.
trying to remember the name. I know that the glasses had 3 X's on them.
Oh.
Because I remember taking one home for a
very
friend
detailed.
of mine.
But I mean,
I couldn't tell you what I did.
generally
in
characterized.
1999.
Exactly.
It was
working class bar,
no,
gay
it was
bar,
upscale.
strip bar.
It was upscale, quiet. Wasn't really that. That really didn't have a lot of energy to it. It was more relaxed. More
He was
like
disappointed.
relaxed
Chill.
as opposed to
A little more chill than
somewhere
what
where
he's
people would
looking
go
for.
and get loud
Tucker's so
and crazy.
concerned.
Yeah.
Tucker's like, tell me more about where this is.
Made
Tucker
it
needs some
easier to
Botox.
talk. But like I said, when I brought up the fact that I could use something to wake up, he immediately knew what I was referring to. Had made it clear that I was looking
Brock's a
for
smart
coke.
guy.
Ice cream.
I really was, and had made the suggestion that he knew where we could get it, and we left to go get it.
Interesting. Did he say what he did for a living?
Nope. I had no idea that he was a representative in the Illinois House. I had no idea he was in politics. I just knew that he was supposedly married and at the time was going through some issues with the marriage.
So you said, I'm looking for someone to wake up. He knows you're referring to cocaine.
Cocaine, I called it.
I know where to get it. What happened?
Cocaine.
Listen.
We get back in the limo. The driver takes us wherever it is that Barack had
Wherever it
instructed him
is.
to take us.
Larry doesn't know.
I had given Barack
never been to Chicago?
$250 to pay for coke. He gets out, comes back.
It's a lot in 99.
I start putting a line on a CD tray
CDs.
to snort
And you're in the limo.
Yep.
Driving or parked?
No, the driver's driving.
Matters.
Yep.
I start.
Larry
to
does a
put
lot of
line
bowling,
on-
left and
on the
right-handed.
CD tray, and I just happened to notice that
he's
he pulls
got weak
something else
wrists.
out of his pocket. And next thing I know, he's got a little pipe and he's smoking. So I
What
don't
are you
have an
smoking a
issue
pipe?
with it. I mean, some people smoke,
Crack?
some people snort.
Weed?
Smoking the cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh, you smoke
So,
cocaine? I
as
didn't even
I'm
know you
moving
did that.
along,
Now I'm pretty sure that's
I
crack.
just start.
You don't smoke cocaine.
This is the part where you kind of make your move.
What's your question?
Do you smoke cocaine?
The cokehead is saying you can smoke cocaine.
Well,
so.
you don't know
we'll
he's
believe Larry.
a cokehead. He did it one time with Barack Obama, okay? Relax on the name.
I was gonna say, listen, I'm not accusing the cokehead of being a cokehead.
I just didn't know you could smoke it.
I didn't either.
Yeah, listen,
I'm pretty sure that's when it becomes a different drug.
crack.
Crack.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
yeah, I mean, I think you can. I'm not real sure. I'm no drug expert, but I think this guy is. So I don't know if I believe that he was with Barack Obama doing this, but I believe.
You don't know if you believe that?
You believe that he knows.
I mean, I think we're way more solid on the fact that you can smoke cocaine than you are that this guy was.
Did it.
Was doing it. I mean, I don't know.
Also,
I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm just saying I 100% believe that this guy is telling the truth about
Okay,
the ability
okay,
to smoke
that's what I was-
cocaine.
Oh.
Here we go. We're playing.
Move to see
hurt.
where things are going. So I just started rubbing my hand along his thigh to see where it
Whose
was
thigh?
going.
How did
this
It
escalate?
went the direction I had intended it to go.
Oh, he went straight from Brock's thigh.
So the night became somewhat active sexually and drug-wise in the limo.
What?
and who paid for the limo?
So you hit on him. Did he seem shocked by that?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Sipping his
I mean,
coffee.
if you're smoking crack.
Not
with
at
a
all.
stranger in
If
the
you
back
know what
of
I
a limo,
mean.
Like, you got to imagine things might go crazy places.
Well, not only imagine it, I look at it this way. I've done a lot of crazy things in my life.
Shocker, Larry.
I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I pretty much know whether or not I can move in a certain direction with an individual. I didn't feel that I would.
Larry is a really good judge of character.
He's been around the block a time or two.
Yeah, I get what he means by a really good judge. He doesn't mean it like we mean it. What he means is, I know when someone's going to be willing to smoke cocaine and suck a dick. So it's a little different.
It's a
Yeah.
second smell.
It's a different kind of judge of
He's
character.
got a sixth sense.
He know when someone is a gay druggie, and I think what he's saying is that at least in 1999,
He's into
Barack
it.
Obama was a gay druggie, and he could sniff it out like a gay druggie himself. All right, here we go.
was going in the wrong direction. I just wasn't so sure how much I could trust the individual
Right.
at
Individuals.
first. And that was probably one of my bigger concerns.
Trusting
But the
somebody you're
fact
having
that I
gay sex and doing
was
drugs with?
already becoming somewhat buzzed.
Didn't care. He didn't care so much.
So, so you performed oral sex on
I
Barack
did.
Obama.
Larry, how big was it? How big was it, Larry? We need to know.
Bars up front.
Yep.
Holy shit.
We need to know how big it was. I hope
Hey, I think we should all give a good shout out because whoever
Stop
Larry.
it. You guys, this is our former president of the United States.
Who might be really good at oral sex.
Is this all in the news? Because Tucker is one of the biggest, like millions and millions and millions of followers and views. And how is this not being put all over the world that Barack Obama, number one, got it?
Probably because Larry may not be the most credible.
well, but yeah.
Yeah, that's Larry, the cokehead.
That could be, but I feel like Tucker would, maybe he would. I don't know Tucker.
I don't know.
Obviously, but
tell me about the time you think you said Brock's dick like a man.
right. Like I feel like he wouldn't put it out to the millions and millions of.
If there wasn't some credible.
You feel
Right,
like
if there
you think
wasn't
you
some
think, you
kind of
think Tucker's
credible-
credibility is on the line?
What's he
Right.
got
Like
to lose? He's like,
I don't want to believe any of this, obviously, because that's an embarrassment to our country. But if it is true, like, why are we not? I mean, I guess it was 30 years ago or however many years ago.
20,
90.
25.
Like, if this was Trump, okay?
I'm sure he's got a dick sucking story out there. Sure, we can find it. Hey, Trumpers that have some dick sucking stories, let us know because we're here to interview.
Something tells me Larry's got a story.
100%.
Oh yeah. Larry might have been.
Larry's like, so this one time I was in Indiana.
It's just mind blowing. Like, what?
I think people are crazy, and part of that is probably half truth. Half
You think he's lying? You think he's telling the truth?
I think there's probably a little bit of truth.
Like,
usually.
lie detector test. Hello.
He did take a polygraph.
He did?
Yeah.
And did he
Shut
pass?
up. How do you know?
Did he pass?
I got dropped off. They left. The next day was somewhat interesting because he ends up showing up at my hotel room,
Barack,
which I thought
back
was
the next day.
somewhat weird.
For more.
But
He wanted some more. So when you
he showed up.
wanted
I
some more.
mean, I had no warning. I was in the room. There's a knock on the door. I open the door, and he's standing there.
Look at
No.
that mouth.
And
Look
he's
at that
standing
mouth. Why
there
wouldn't you
with
come
more
back?
coke.
How did he know what hotel room you were in?
Pause it.
Quick.
Pause, please. Yes. How did he know what hotel room you were in? He didn't know without you telling him. Sorry.
Look at that mouth.
1999.
Look at that mouth.
Right there. He's like, I'm coming back for that.
Yuck mouth. Well, we don't know. I think Tucker also should have asked him, how many teeth were you missing at that time?
Did you have your full set?
25 years ago, he could have had a full set of rocks in that cave right there.
True.
That's very true.
That's true.
He could have looked like.
I mean, he was 25 years younger.
I still can't help but picture the same hair and just Barack and him looking at each other like, I feel like we.
He's got that Barack hair.
Right?
I just hit the floor and was.
Wait, so you're watching the Democratic Convention from Mexico?
I was
and
Why are
the
you in
guy
Mexico,
that
Larry?
smoked
What are you
crack in your comfort in
Drugs,
with you.
Brooke.
I was laughing.
Drugs is what he's doing
so
in Mexico.
hard.
And you were sure it was him.
I was absolutely positive.
All right, so hear me out. I'm going to go back to your question now. Do you still think, Brooke, that it is weird that he remembers details? It was 1999, and in 2004,
Yep.
so presumably less than 5 years
It
later,
wasn't very long.
he sees this man walk
And he's
across
like,
the stage, and now he's going, that was just a few years ago. And he can recollect every detail of the story from 5 years ago about a 2-night stand he had with a man to the likes of Barack Obama.
Right. I feel like it's.
Convenient.
Yeah.
Tiny bit.
Yeah.
However, yes, I mean, if you have that person walk out on the stage, you're like, oh, I don't know. I'm sure there's a little embellishment there, but I also don't disagree that I would remember more if it was within a 5-year period.
Like a lot more.
Yeah.
So is that still a concern of yours?
Yeah.
I think it says a lot about how memorable Barack is.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just started
that
cracking
is-
up.
I
I
think they're
freaked
calling oral
out.
sex.
I had even
Right?
pointed
No, I'm
out to
pretty
some
sure
friends
there
of mine
is
that were at
more.
the house that night, and I told them, I said, you're not going to believe this. I said, I blew this guy twice.
It was only oral.
No!
It was only oral.
But
Do they count?
I blew this guy twice. That's his. That's what he says in an interview.
Look at that guy.
Blown.
You got it. Here you go. Let's start this part over.
claiming to be with the campaign, but wasn't with the campaign.
What do you mean that was pointed out to you? So you never told anyone
never-
in the Obama campaign you'd had sex with Barack
Not
Obama?
in 2007, no.
Interesting. But they knew?
Yep.
How did they know?
Well, that's weird.
I'm assuming Barack himself, because the phone calls that I got in late 2007 came from a gentleman that I have repeatedly identified as Donald Young. And it was Donald Young who had mentioned to me that the campaign was not going to acknowledge the sex and the drug.
Was it your impression?
AKA, maybe you just weren't listening, Larry.
No, but was it your impression that this was the first time you'd ever smoked crack?
No,
No.
no. You don't.
Still does.
First of all, you don't buy crack get in a limo and have a pipe in your pocket if it's the first time you smoke crack.
Wouldn't know.
You just don't.
Listen, I voted
So,
for Barack. I like him.
I read about your story to the extent it's been written about, not very much.
That's okay.
He might be gay. He might like a dick
But I
or
never
something.
Yeah,
read
there's nothing wrong with that.
Donald Young, this man Donald Young, called you and told you that he knew you'd had sex with Barack Obama.
That was the contact in late 2007.
I'm assuming Donald
that
Young
I
is somebody
had
we
that
should know.
originally
Is he
came
somebody
under
famous?
the
He's gonna tell us.
guise
A lawyer?
That they were part of the Obama campaign.
So who was Donald Young?
Boom, there it is.
As a choir director
tell us.
and a school teacher. He was the choir director at Jeremiah Wright's church in
Shocker.
Chicago, the
They're
same
always
church
shitty.
that Barack Obama
Who's
went
shitty?
to. He was also a very openly gay black
Yeah.
man,
Priests.
but very well respected.
An openly gay, very well respected
Priest choir
black
director
choir director from Barack Obama's church.
for a church.
So,
Just saying.
assuming this story all checks out, does it seem a little more fishy?
Well, you threw church in it. I'm in.
Yeah, right?
I feel
Churches
more and
are
more
so
uncomfortable
fishy.
as this whole
Oh, churches are
thing
the most
happens.
fucking corrupt
Oh, yeah.
bullshit. Oh, I agree.
Unfortunately.
Very unfortunately.
This is
that
where I just feel very
corruption and sexualized and molestation and
That's why they have
I mean
insurance. Sorry.
churches.
Especially Catholic ones. Sorry.
Did you know him?
I had never met him. I had not even realized that the person who was communicating with me had been killed. Until
The plot
like,
thickens.
2 months
What?
after.
The choir director is killed?
I'm going to get to that. So Donald Young is the choir director at Jeremiah Wright's church.
Yes.
And is it publicly confirmed that he knew Barack Obama?
Oh, yes. Yes. Donald Young's own mother has repeatedly said that she feels that her son died to protect Barack Obama.
Wait a second. Donald Young was now killed?
Donald Young was killed.
You don't know if it's true, right? But what we do know is that it's fucking weird. And if it is true, it's
even
holy
weirder.
shit. Right? Yeah, it's weird. Even if it isn't true, it's weird that this guy is on this show and doing that. Like, that's all weird. But if it is true,
Somehow he has my phone number. Exactly. And that's exactly what it was. Because like I said, the first calls were, I was led to believe that he was with the campaign. The last conversation that I had with Donald Young, he had actually come clean and said that he had been asked to call me and that his job was to get as much information from me as far as who I had spoken to, who I had given any information
blown.
to, and to get that to them. He had told me to be careful, to watch myself, and to understand that the Barack Obama campaign was not in any way, shape, or form going to acknowledge anything or come out about anything. And he had made it clear that he had known Barack for quite some time and had had an intimate relationship with Barack for quite some time.
He told you that?
Yep. And that's when I knew that I could at least trust what I was being told. Originally, I had made it clear I didn't feel comfortable with the phone call because something just didn't seem right. But after a couple of calls, it started to all fall into place. And I had said the same thing to myself.
Wait, so you didn't know Donald Young existed?
Nope.
It sounds like you're not very political anyway. You weren't.
I wasn't at the time.
And you were just
Until I
annoyed
was
that...
now.
blowing presidents.
Now I'm really into it.
Did he say how long he'd had a relationship with him?
He had just said that they had been intimate for years.
Intimate for years.
And he's reaching out
and
to
what
the old
happened to
side
Donald?
piece.
Donald Young was shot dead in his apartment, second floor in Chicago, Illinois. I think it was
What?
December 23rd.
they said earlier that he died in order to protect Barack Obama. He didn't
know
like
how.
That was him?
that was
I thought
the
that was the other guy.
this is the choir director or
Not the
whatever
bus driver.
at the church.
Not
The well-known, well-respected gay black man in the church was shot, and whose mother claims that he was killed in order to protect Obama.
This is hard.
This guy was now. This is not. Yeah, you guys didn't know what you're getting into. I did. This shit is heavy. This shit is heavy. It's dark. It's scary. It's weird. And I'm watching your faces turn from this is a funny story about how Barack got his D jammed at a hotel.
We're killing people.
And now people are getting killed over this. And you have to look and say, now are politicians above having people killed to protect their image? And I'm here to tell you.
Larry didn't get shot.
Not yet.
So-
Not yet.
Well, so Larry came out early.
And not us yet. What are we doing?
Yeah, so Larry.
Stop the recording.
Yeah.
Cut, we're out.
So your initial motive was you were annoyed because you believed or you knew that Obama was lying about his drug use.
Right.
But then after the Donald Young exchange, where he brings up the sex that you had with Obama, what was the point at which you decided, I'm just going to bring this to the country? I'm going to go public.
Well, in January of 2008, after having contacted the campaign yet again, I had decided, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to make a YouTube video and put it up, which I did.
Larry's got a YouTube.
It
he
wasn't
does.
because I was looking for anything out
Probably
of
got
it.
lots of followers.
In fact, if I had even stopped long enough to anticipate the blowback and the
Watch Tucker's face.
consequences of speaking, me being me, it probably
He's like
would
this.
not have stopped me. It might have
So
slowed
happy.
The
about it.
blowback.
me. It would not have stopped
Why
me.
do I feel like
The blowback of
Tucker
Notre
and Matt
Dame.
would be such good friends?
Dude, Tucker is hilarious. His humor, he
The best.
He's
Oh,
no
he's
Nick
so good.
Swartzen.
no,
Sorry.
he's so good. All right, we'll play. Sorry.
Figured if you're going to call him out, you can't call him out on part of it. And people said, well, why didn't you just talk about the drug use and leave the sex out? And I said, because if I said he just used drugs and then you found out later it was drugs and sex, you would accuse me of lying because I didn't mention the sex. So my opinion was, if you're going to tell the story, then you tell the whole story and let the chips fall where they may. So that's exactly what I did.
How do I
And so you
apply
made a
for
YouTube video. By the way, I looked for it last night. I couldn't
Tucker's
find
job?
it.
That's because YouTube gave access to my account to someone shortly after
pissed.
The polygraph test. And I was never given access back to it before the video was actually deleted. And I was never given access back to it before the video was actually deleted.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. YouTube gave access to the account and the video was deleted. Microsoft gave access to my Hotmail account and all of my emails were circulating the internet, and vacation replies were set up on my email telling people that I was busy giving blowjobs and would get back with them when I was done. And oh, yeah.
What?
Wow.
Sweet thing.
They
Some
wanted Obama to be president.
Yep, and they wanted me to be the biggest fraud and nutcase that ever existed.
So I got to ask you, I mean, you know, I wasn't there. I could only assess what you're
What are you saying, Brooke?
I don't know. Just
You don't trust Larry?
Larry's just.
All of the people that like the whistleblowers,
Yep.
they all have a certain look. They all have a certain attitude. They all have a certain personality, and I just don't.
I think you care more.
I mean, this guy's life is on the line. Like, he's very, very much.
Or there's not much
Like,
on the line for him.
There may be no Larry after 2 weeks, a month.
you don't trust Larry.
I don't trust Larry.
Tucker does. He looked at him.
He does because he's giving him ratings.
Brooke has trusted every
Well, does he?
person that
well,
she has ever come in contact
Hold
with.
on a second. Is it?
He's
Is
giving
it-
good content?
No. Yeah, I know Tucker is loving the content, but the look he gave him where he said they really wanted Barack Obama to be president. That wasn't for ratings. That was him diving completely into the soul of Larry,
Into what he felt.
into what he felt,
Sure.
and said, I believe you. Like he said, I believe you because they did this because they wanted Barack Obama that badly.
Do you think this guy's credible? Based on his
My thoughts are it would take a hell of an actor or a extremely delusional person to be that convincing and that detailed of a story of which about aside, like, what are we questioning? Are we questioning whether or not the guy was murdered in a second-story apartment, who was a charismatic black man who was friends with Barack Obama at his church, whose mother claimed that he had intimate relationship with Barack Obama? I think all of that is like Googleable, certifiable truths. Now, are we talking about this guy smoking coke, which none of us even knew was a thing, in a limo with Barack Obama, and this guy? I mean, is that what my question is? I don't know. Seems crazy. Well, what's your question? Is it because, what's his motive? His motive, according to him, I don't know what his actual motive. Maybe it was for fame.
That's what I mean. Like, what? Why? I mean, I think if there were no harm, no foul, which
What does that mean?
obviously no harm, no foul. He had a good time with Barack in his version. Like, clearly he wasn't raped in the mouth or anything like that.
And then it got weird.
Clearly it got weird for him at some point when somebody got killed. I understand that portion of it, that being whatever. But in the beginning, Barack did nothing to him other than party and have a good time. So why even, in my opinion?
So why would Stormy Daniels come out and talk about
For
Donald
fame,
Trump?
for wanting to get some money. I mean, that's why.
Yeah, money,
Yeah.
fame, sure. But does that make it less true?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, are we questioning the guy's motive, or are we questioning the guy's
I'm
legitimacy?
not sure. I'm both, but
Thank you for tuning in. We certainly appreciate it. And as always, people, find your purpose, serve your purpose, and protect your purpose. Peace.